Good evening, my loves. What's up, everybody? How y'all doing, pendejos? I am your good friend, your close personal amigo, Jason, a.k.a. the Bishop of Bull Moose, a.k.a. Mr. Hong Kong Phooey, the Chopsaki lover. I'm going to talk about a little Chopsaki tonight, a.k.a. the Criterion Choir Boy, because I got diddled. Anyway, thanks for watching Movie Mass. You're here. This here Baxter Brewing Oktoberfest is for you. It's almost October. We're a day or two away as I'm recording this. It's almost time. Whew. This is one of the best Oktoberfests in the land. Today, I have a very important announcement to make. I think I am done buying Shout/Scream Factory slipcover editions. Let me tell you why. We all have our short list of films that we absolutely love, to the point where we're happy to buy them over and over again. We'll buy new editions on new formats or new artwork, new special features for sure. For me, movies like Big Trouble in Little China and The Awful Truth are two that I will buy every single time they get a new release. I love them that much. New release, I'm buying it. Even if there's no new special features. Steelbook, boom, I'm buying it. For those two movies and probably a short list of maybe half a dozen others. But, hear me out. By necessity, the number of films that we are willing to double and triple dip, quadruple dip, has to be limited. By necessity, it must be limited. Because no matter what your budget is for physical media, even if you're dropping a car payment every month on physical media, some guys out there do, I know. I see you out there, motherfuckers. Even if you can afford to buy a shitload of physical media, almost nobody can afford to buy every single movie. 2, 3, 4 times, who knows? At this point, I want to preface the rest of this video by saying that I very much like Shout/Scream Factory. I'll use those two terms interchangeably as I usually do. I'll say shout when I mean scream. I'll say scream when I mean shout. Just know that I'm talking about the overarching corporate entity that encompasses Shout Factory, Scream Factory, even the new Hong Kong Cinema Classics line, their G-Kids line of anime shit, all of it, it's all under Shout Studios, and I'm talking about that overarching corporate entity that makes all of these wacky decisions I'm about to complain about. Now, I love Shout and Scream Factory. I like them very, very much. Adult coloring books aside, I swore to my wife in counseling. Over the last 6 weeks, I've been promising her over and over again in counseling, I wasn't going to bring up the coloring books again. Look, the coloring books have almost cost me way more than they've cost people who will actually buy the coloring books. So I'm not going to yell about the coloring books tonight, okay? It makes my daughters cry every time the coloring books come up. They love coloring books. But they're not adults. They're 3 and 6. You're allowed to like coloring books when you're 6 years old. Anyway, coloring books aside. Let's put the coloring books aside. I'm going to take a sip of this. I'm going to feel much better in a second. A little bit more. Okay. So, I own, at minimum, 50 Shout/Scream Factory / G-Kids. Actually, I didn't count any of my Studio Ghibli. That's another 30. I probably own 75, maybe 100 releases from Shout Studios, encompassing all of their various subtitles. I've even got some of their bigger special editions. I got the big special edition with the vinyl for Big Trouble in Little China with the 2 posters. That thing cost me like $200 or whatever. I plan to continue to buy Shout/Scream Factory releases, especially with Hong Kong Cinema Classics coming in now that they got the Golden Princess movies coming out on 4K. Films like Hard-Boiled, The Killer. I'm all about this life. I'm definitely going to be plunking down on those titles. But as much as I love Shout Studios and their releases, and I think their releases look good. I'm definitely not a Scream or Shout hater when it comes to the quality of the 4K transfers, because I think for the most part, they look phenomenal. I can't think of a bad one. I think there are probably a few okay-ish ones, but they've got some really great ones. I watched The Stepfather the other day. That's incredible. It was my first time watching that on 4K, the 4K that I got from Scream Factory. Looked great. So look, I love them. I hope that I've convinced you of that fact so that I can move on to bitch about them. I have in the past criticized their release strategy. I think that the slate of Steelbook releases they announced today, as I'm recording this, they announced several new Steelbooks today, something like half a dozen, maybe 8 new Steelbooks coming from Scream Factory that they announced today, and they've done this last couple of months too. So this is not just the first time that they've done this. I've been noticing they're putting out these Steelbook releases that only helps to bolster my point with real-world observations. So I've complained about this in the past. Here it is happening in real life, and I want to point the finger at it, if for no other reason, to just say, look, I was right, motherfuckers. I was right. To describe my previous observation, let's use Prince of Darkness as an example. That's a John Carpenter film that I believe most of you will be familiar with. In September 2013, Scream Factory released Prince of Darkness on Blu-ray. I think it came with a slipcover. Nonetheless, it came in a collector's edition Blu-ray of Prince of Darkness. Now, in March of 2018, Scream Factory released Prince of Darkness on Blu-ray Steelbook. Same exact release as their Blu-ray version, same transfer, same scan, everything's the same. It's just now in a Steelbook case. Fast forward to January of 2021, Scream Factory released Prince of Darkness on 4K UHD. Again, with a slipcover, very tasteful. You know I like them, except the Scream Factory ones have that extra hole in the back that I don't like. Again, in August of 2025, this was quite recently, Scream Factory released Prince of Darkness on 4K Steelbook. So honestly, the two Steelbooks look very damn similar in terms of artwork. They just contain different formats of the film. A lot of the special features are the same. In fact, I don't know for certain that there are any new special features on the 4K release, although I would bet that there are. Scream will usually give you like 1 or 2 new special features. Regardless, I'm pointing this out so that you can see the obvious pattern that's emerging here from analyzing these releases. Every 3 to 5 years, Scream/Shout Factory reissues a new version of a movie that they've already put out before in a different configuration of format/packaging. They'll switch the packaging up, slipcover versus Steelbooks. They know we're sick. They know we're collectors. We're sick people in a lot of ways. We will buy slipcovers. And if we don't buy slipcovers, we'll buy Steelbooks. And if we don't buy Steelbooks, we'll buy slipcovers. We want something special. Some of us are sick enough to buy both. I'm not that guy except for Big Trouble in Little China. I am that guy with Big Trouble in Little China, but not for all of them because I try to contain my sickness. They're just changing it up, the format, the packaging, every 3 to 5 years so they can keep milking this thing. This is me milking a cow, right? I'm not jerking off 2 tiny dicks. I'm milking a cow. These are the udders. The hot milk is spraying into my bucket. I'm going to drink it unpasteurized. I don't care what the FDA says. I'm going to lift that bucket up. I'm going to slurp it down. Raw, unpasteurized milk is going to go hot. Milk is just going to pour down the front of me as I'm chugging this thing like the movie Kingpin. Anyway, it's not like Scream Factory or Shout Factory told everybody or told anybody. They didn't tell nobody. It was a secret, like the mafia. They didn't tell anyone in 2021 that in 2025, they're going to issue the 4K in a Steelbook format. So if you missed the slipcover and you straight up went to eBay and bought the slipcover version of Prince of Darkness 4K for $75, you got bamboozled, my friend. You got bent over. Scream Factory just went in your asshole dry. I don't like that. I don't like that. I don't like it for you. I don't like it for me. I would like to have your back. I would at least spit on it for you. Anyway, today is the day they announced that we're getting a bunch more of those. Scream Factory is doing that again with another big batch of movies, okay? They're doing the Prince of Darkness thing, except now they're doing it with a bunch of movies that they haven't done it with yet. We're getting Riddick. Riddick was originally released just 1 year ago on 4K. Shout put it out on 4K just last December. So when this thing comes out in December, it will have been 1 year since they previously released that. That's not, I mean, at least before with Prince of Darkness, they were waiting 3-4 years, 5 years in one case. This time it's just turn around 1 year later, boom, here's the Steelbook. Give me more money. Black Christmas. This is the third time that Scream Factory alone, this doesn't count any other U.S. domestic releases of Black Christmas, and I think there are a few. This is the third time just by Scream Factory alone, going back to 2016, that Black Christmas has been put out by Scream Factory. Tales from the Dark Side, this one has already been released 3 times by Scream Factory, just like Black Christmas. 3 times Tales from the Dark Side. This will be the third release by Scream Factory. And let me just say, the artwork on this Steelbook is god-awful to boot. I'll put a pin in that and circle back around to that. We're going to get back to that so that I don't derail myself with a tangent right now, screaming about terrible art and coloring books. The Gray, admittedly, I'll give them credit for this one. This is the first time that Shout Factory has released The Gray. So they have a clean slate on The Gray, and that's fine. Good job. I will recognize this. The Gray is the outlier. It is the exception to the rule. But who knows? It just means that the path is clear for Scream Factory to boof us on The Gray in the future. Maybe they'll do like a reverse Fugazi, and in 2 years they will release The Gray with a slipcover, and then 3 years after that they'll release The Gray on a Blu-ray Steelbook. I mean, who knows? Maybe they're just going back in time with The Gray. They're doing like the Benjamin Button release schedule on The Gray. At any rate, The People Under the Stairs, Scream Factory has also released this one 3 times as of this particular Steelbook release. The Sword and the Sorcerer, this will be Shout's third release of The Sword and the Sorcerer as well. Do you see the pattern that is emerging? You guys see how this is working? Very consistent across the board with the releases that came out today. Third release of Dawn of the Dead, 2004 remake. Third release of this one as well. This shows a clear trend of Shout/Scream Factory going back to the well again and again and again. We are the cow whose udders are filled to the brim, overflowing. Our teats are overflowing with that sweet nectar, and Scream Factory is just doing this to us every morning. They wake up and they milk us dry. That's their idea. They want to get as much money as they can, and that's why they don't tell you we're releasing this thing on 4K in a slipcover right now, but in 3 years, we'll be putting it out on a 4K Steelbook, and I'm sorry, nerd, you got to pony up then, too, if you really like it. If not, that's fine. I should also say, let's go back to that pin. Let's remove that pin that I put in the topic of artwork, because I want to bitch about it now. I will say that pretty much all of this artwork is terrible. It's all pretty shit, like D to F tier, with one exception. The Gray looks like a first-person shooter with extra chromosomes. And who asked for a flat Art Deco version of the Tales from the Dark Side artwork? I mean, at least there's like the gargoyle thing, and that ties into architecture. So, like, okay, I can see maybe a real tangential case for the Art Deco look, but it's terrible. It's awful. It shouldn't be that way. This is a crime. This is awful. Somebody should go to jail for this. I'm guessing that they farm this out of Eastern Europe so nobody can get prosecuted by the FBI for this shit, because this is shit. Riddick is just some weird, like, reptilian bird and, like, a hand grabbing him. I'm pretty sure that's Riddick's hand. I've never seen that movie, by the way, because Riddick sucks. All of them suck. Pitch Black is cool. The rest of them suck, and they can f*** off. Anyway, that's just my opinion. I'm sorry if you like them, but you got to admit, that is some shit artwork. He's just grabbing a reptile bird by the neck. It's a stupid artwork. Anyway, Sword and the Sorcerer looks like Temu knockoff version of like Ralph Bakshi artwork or something like that. It looks like a 15-year-old boy who's been reading a lot of like Conan the Barbarian and wants to draw comic books when he grows up. That's what the cover of The Sword and the Sorcerer looks like. The only one that looks pretty good that I actually like is the Black Christmas one. That one actually looks pretty good. I can handle the Black Christmas one. Every other one I'm salty and butthurt about. And you heard it here first. They suck. Now, what does any of my bitching mean from a practical standpoint? How can we utilize these observations that I've made for any utilitarian future decision making? Let's try to apply these observations. Let's use a hypothesis. Let's continue down the scientific method. Let's hypothesize how we might then provide a workable hypothesis that's testable in the real world under real world scenarios. Maybe we'll walk away with a workable theory after a decade or two, okay? First things first, it means that, at least to me, this is my interpretation of the observational data. It means that there's a solid chance that a Steelbook is coming at some point in the future. So if you're like me and you prefer Steelbooks to slipcover editions, then this actually kind of hurts Shout, because you should wait. What I'm saying is you should wait. I'm a heck of a lot less likely to make a move on a slipcover version of a 4K that I want, because I'm going to be holding out for a Steelbook that might come in the future. After today, after last month with the Howling Steelbook, there's just every reason to believe that Scream Factory, Shout Factory, they are making decisions on a month-to-month basis about which films they should re-release in Steelbook, and it is just a matter of time until they go back to the well again. You're going to get a Steelbook eventually. So I'm sorry, Scream Factory, for not buying any of your damn releases. I'm waiting for the Steelbooks. It is what it is. It's a bit of a gamble. This particular strategy is a bit of a gamble, but in my mind, it beats buying all of these slipcover versions and then turning around and reselling them for a Steelbook like I'm probably going to do with Sword and Sorcerer. It also indicates a broader trend that's not specific to Shout Factory or Shout Studios. This is specific to the entire industry of physical media, not even just the boutiques. I mean, the studio releases, certainly this applies there as well. So this is something that I don't think people always bear in mind either. I think we have a tendency to fixate on the things that are being released right now or in the near future. All the pre-orders that we're making right now, did you get there quick enough? What are we waiting on? The Night of the Living Dead 1990 remake Steelbook is one of those things. It's been a hot topic recently because it's been shipping. People have been finally receiving it. I got mine about a week ago. But there are some folks who missed it. It sold out. I think as of about a week ago when I was looking online to see if I could find a copy, I didn't see any copies inside of Bull Moose, and I didn't see Walmart. I had ordered mine from Walmart. Walmart was saying they're sold out. It's been down on Amazon. Look, some folks legitimately missed Night of the Living Dead 1990. I think it'll be back. I think you'll have a chance to get it in the very near future, but that only helps to bolster my point slightly. The Nightmare on Elm Street Steelbook box set is another one that I'm thinking of because those are like in transit right now. Everybody's hotly anticipating in the next couple of days. Those should be landing. Most people are going to be getting those. Me, not as much. I didn't order this one in time. I waited on the Nightmare on Elm Street Steelbook set. I kind of kicked the can down the road a little too far. I missed it, and the Nightmare on Elm Street Steelbook set got away from me. I'm very sad to report because it hurts a little bit right here. But then I have to remind myself it's okay. We know physical media is not dying. I've made that point several times, and everybody who was saying physical media is dying has shut the up about that, thankfully. But anything that you missed will be re-released again at some future point in some future special edition. And I'm not even talking about standard editions. We know those are coming, and those will be plentiful. But what I'm saying is it's only a matter of time before another special edition or a Steelbook or chunky box or alternate slipcover or some shit comes out and gets released to you. You'll have an opportunity to take another crack at the latest and greatest special edition. Did you miss the VSU Beastmaster 4K with slipcover? Well, Shout's got you covered. They released a new version of that one when Vinegar Syndrome lost the rights. Did you miss the original Amityville Horror slipcover? Because Vinegar Syndrome recently put out an alternate version of it, and it's beautiful. It looks incredible. It's bigger and blacker than my search history. Did you miss the Black Christmas 4K slipcover? Because Steelbooks are cooler anyway, and you just found out today that you're going to have a crack at the Steelbook. Who cares about a slipcover? That's a thin, flimsy piece of cardboard with one extra hole that you don't need. Honestly, you really only need one hole. VSA line proves that. But most slipcovers do have two holes. The Scream ones have 3, and that's just one too many. I don't need 3 holes. At most, I'll use 2, but honestly, 99.9% of the time, I'm good with just 1 hole. That's all I need. I do want to acknowledge that there are likely some less popular titles that might not get a Steelbook. My beloved Nosferatu, Phantom der Nacht, has not been given a Steelbook by Scream. They didn't get a Blu-ray Steelbook by Scream. I dare say that it may not ever receive a Steelbook from Scream. That's why I bought the BFI Steelbook on eBay. I can't imagine that Nosferatu, the Werner Herzog Nosferatu, Phantom der Nacht, I can't imagine that it sells as well as most of Scream Factory's other stuff. It's a little too niche. It's Werner Herzog. It's not a John Carpenter. But even Nosferatu got a recent 4K upgrade with slipcover. So, you can pick that up. Anyway, they pumped the FOMO to influence you to purchase. The idea is that they want you to buy the thing because you're thinking you may not get another chance at it. It's easy for us to assume if I don't buy the Nightmare on Elm Street Steelbook right now that I'll never have a chance to ever again. And so I'm going to spend $200 on a box set of Steelbooks and piss my wife off and not have any money to buy any other Blu-rays that month. And trade-offs abound. But 95% of the stuff that we're dealing with will get another special edition release. And whatever version you're kicking yourself over will eventually get re-released too. Okay? Nightmare on Elm Street in a nice deluxe special edition version will be available again. If you missed it like me, save your pennies. Keep waiting. Keep saving pennies. It will get re-released in some form or another. I am very confident of that. So, especially the stuff that's currently on 4K. Because if a movie is popular enough to have a 4K release, like today as you're watching this, if a 4K exists, or at least is coming, then it's popular enough to eventually get re-released. Because that's how physical media has gone. I think back over the last 40 years, the VHSs, the Laserdiscs, the DVDs, the Blu-rays, now the 4K Blu-rays. That's 5 formats I just rattled off the top of my head without getting into anything that's too obscure. Even considering just U.S. domestic releases, that's before you import anything, which is incredibly easy with the internet these days. You can get stuff from Germany and wherever the heck else. Physical media has obviously survived by re-releasing classic films over and over and over again. Of those 5 formats, how many movies have been released on all 5 of them? I mean, shit like Citizen Kane. I know I'm mentioning something that's probably one of the more popular films of all time. But there's plenty of stuff. The James Bond movies have certainly been released on every one of those formats I just rattled off. Nightmare on Elm Street. I don't know if there's a Nightmare on Elm Street Laserdisc, but there sure as shit are VHS, DVD, Blu-ray, and 4Ks now. There's probably a Laserdisc version of the Nightmare on Elm Street films. You can check if you want. I'm too lazy to. But what I'm trying to say is that movies get sold and resold, and a major way of reselling them to us is reissuing a special edition, a 50th anniversary, a 45th anniversary, a 77th anniversary, whatever. There's always some special milestone. Some of these movies got released 4 and 5 times in different DVD editions. 4K is not going to be any different, guys. Take the beer can out of your ass, pull your pants back up. We're all going to be okay. We're going to make it. One more thing that I do want to say about the recent Shout releases. I'm thrilled to see that they announced The Killer today. This is one of my favorite John Woo's collabs with Chow Yun-fat. It's my favorite of all of John Woo's collabs with Chow Yun-fat. It's a movie I love very much. I'll probably pick this one up day one. Hardboiled, too. I'm really glad to see Shout dabbling with this chunky box model that Arrow does so well. Vinegar Syndrome has a flavor of this chunky box set also. And so I'm glad to see Shout Factory, the Hong Kong cinema, at least with the Hong Kong Cinema Classics, trying to keep up with the times and what's popular in packaging for other releases. It does my heart good to see Shout including 50-plus page booklets of essays with some of these movies, Hardboiled and The Killer being 2 that are going to be getting a 50-plus page booklet of essays. I would really love to see them doing that more across the board. More chunky boxes, more booklets, 25, 30, 50, 100-page booklets, whatever the case. Include more booklets with your special editions, with writings. Everybody's doing it now. I mean, Vinegar Syndrome does it with a lot of their titles. Arrow does it with every single one of their limited editions. Criterion does it with every one of their titles. It's been a thing for many decades now, thanks to Criterion. I think Shout needs to get on that, so I'm glad to see that they're doing it a little bit. They're dibbling and dabbling in it, so that means they're going in the right direction, in my opinion. It's a good trend to see. I think Hardboiled and The Killer will sell very well for Shout, so I could see them maybe concluding that these chunky boxes with booklets is a good or a beneficial, lucrative business model for them. Anyway, I will just say that $65 retail cost of Hardboiled and The Killer, that's $65 each, that's like $20 more than an Arrow chunky box. Most of these Arrow chunky boxes are like $45 for a 4K version of the film. Comes with the chunky box and the booklet, just like these Shout releases do. That's a small complaint for me. I feel like $130 just for The Killer and Hardboiled, that's going to be a pricey day for just 2 movies. That hurts my anus just a little bit. Arrow will be releasing these movies as well. They've got the UK rights. So Arrow's going to be putting out The Killer. Arrow's going to be putting out Hardboiled. Arrow just announced a UK version of City on Fire. And if Hardboiled and The Killer get chunky boxes from Arrow that cost only $45, and you know Diabolic is going to have them shits, I don't know what to do. I honestly don't know what to do as a consumer who likes saving money. I might have to go the Arrow route. I hate the little age rating sticker on the cover, but otherwise, I like saving money. I like Arrow's artwork. I mean, they probably will have better cover art. Look at the Arrow's City on Fire cover art is sick. It's amazing. Anyway, that's just what I'm thinking. I feel like they need to come down in price on those single movie box sets, the single movie chunky boxes. I feel like Shout needs to wake up a little bit and get their shit in line with the $45 cost of Dirty Work. The Dirty Work chunky box from Vinegar Syndrome was $45. I paid $45 for Dirty Work. I just feel like Hardboiled and The Killer are better movies than Dirty Work. They're movies that mean more to me, personally at least. If not better films, they mean more to me than Dirty Work does. So I'm willing to pay that. At the same time, I do kind of feel like put it in line with similar products, right? You need to price things out similarly with other products. I think Shout's getting a little crazy because it's Golden Princess and everybody loves it. Anyway, thank you guys for watching this video. I appreciate you guys very much. Thank you, Beer, for getting warm. Especially thank these guys. Well, they're not all guys. I'm sorry for misgendering some of you. Thank these human beings, these gender non-conforming people in this list right here. I don't know. Maybe they're gender conforming. Anyway, thank these people. Thank these humans. You guys are the real ones. I'm going to drink the rest of this warm-ass Oktoberfest for you guys. In your honor, if you're not on this list, you know what to do. Do the right thing. I love you. Catch you on the flippy dippy piece. Let's go watch Italian and Fat shoot some motherfuckers. Ooh. Yeah, buddy.